Hi everyone, I'm Dawn, and I wanted to take a little bit of your time today and share a little bit of my weight loss journey with you all. Um, for those of you that knew me as a high school student, I was not a heavy teenager. I was probably between 110, 120 pounds most of the time, which is not heavy for a teenager. Met my high school sweetheart, got married right after high school, and 3 months later ended up getting pregnant with our first baby. Well, we were all excited, and time's going by, and Dawn's gaining more weight, and Dawn's gaining more weight. And, I wasn't really worried about it because I figured, that's part of being pregnant. You get heavy. When the baby's born, you're going to lose your weight. Everything's going to be okay. So I really didn't worry about it. Well, the time came, September came, I gave birth. And unfortunately, our daughter was born with spina bifida. And if those of you that don't know what that is, she had a hole in her spine when she was born. So she had to be rushed to Children's Hospital. That was very, very difficult for us as teenage parents, first-time parents, didn't know what to expect. And over that first day one to age 14, Ashley was in and out of the hospital at Children's having multiple surgeries. And during that time, I never even dawned on me that I hadn't done anything about my weight. I thought, yeah, your weight's going to go away when you have your baby. It didn't for me. And for 14 years, I didn't worry about it. I worried about her. I took care of my daughter, what I thought was the number one thing to do, which is the number one thing to do at that time. But along the way, I should have also realized I needed to take care of myself. During the pregnancy, I gained about 60 pounds, which put me probably about 180, which is horrible in itself of gaining that much weight at the pregnancy. Then over that 14 years, I put on another 40, 45 pounds, which was devastating to me down the road. At the time, I didn't realize it. I was eating what I wanted to eat. I was doing what I wanted to do, taking care of my daughter, going through life, just living life as a young teenage mom. I mean, at the time, I was only, 14 years from then, I was only 30 years old. And at 30, I was 225 pounds. Still, it did bother me. But yet I had my friends around me that I knew me, knew what I looked like, so I still, at that point, did not worry about it. Then it came to special occasions like going to Christmas. No, not that yet. Going to an event, for a family event or something. I literally could not fit into any of my clothes. The only thing that I wore around were sweats. My husband was getting so tired of me wearing sweats day after day after day. He said, "You know what, honey? For our dinner tomorrow at my mom's, I'm going to go buy you a pair of pants and a nice shirt." And I went, "Okay, whatever, I can't fit into anything, so you're not going to find anything." He's just like, "So I'm going to go do it." He went to Walmart, came home with a pair of pants that were a 22 women's that had elastic around the waist, and I could barely get those things on. But I got them on, I got the shirt on, I went about my day. I was tore up about it. But you know what? I must not have been tore up enough because it did make me do what I needed to do to move on, to lose the weight and feel better about myself. Well, the days passed after that, and I kept thinking to myself, "Dawn, what are you going to do? You need to do something." "Okay, I'm going to go join Weight Watchers." The days passed. I never went. I kept thinking to myself, Dawn, this is ridiculous. You have to do something. Well, time came and went, and I kind of just yo-yoed back and forth. I'd starve myself for a little while, I'd lose a little bit, so then I'd feel better about myself, but then I'd go back to eating the way I was eating. Until one day, when my husband came home and said, honey, we're having the Christmas party down in Denver at a really nice hotel, and they're going to be wearing formals. So you need to go out and pick you out a nice formal. I was like, okay, yeah, that's going to be easy at 225 pounds. So my sister and I went shopping, and my sister's this little itty bitty tiny thing that can fit into anything she wants. But she was really good and went with me, and we tried to find the nicest thing we could find. I tried on gowns. They wouldn't work. I was either, I don't know, they just didn't work for me. I didn't look good in them. So we did find this formal, sparkly black shirt in those, I don't know if you've ever, women will remember these, they're pants that kind of look like a skirt. That's what I ended up going to the Christmas party in. And I'm going to share with you a picture of the way I looked here in a few minutes from that Christmas party. But I went to the Christmas party. I felt so horrible about myself when I got there, because all these other women were in these tiny little gowns and they looked so pretty. And I was wearing what I was wearing. I just didn't feel like I fit in. But my husband, bless his heart, told me, you know what? I love you no matter your size, your weight. You're the most beautiful woman here, and I still love you. So I felt better about that. And so I moved on, and I went home, went back to my continuous eating whatever I wanted. So something upstairs still did not register that I had to do something. Yeah, I did. It was hurting inside. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the image in the mirror. But it still wasn't enough to change the way I felt or to get me to do something, until my husband brought home a picture from that Christmas party. And he said, Dan took pictures at the Christmas party and he gave me some, so here, you might want to look at them. So I did. And this is what I saw. A 225-pound person that I could not believe was me. That picture, I vowed from that day that I was going to find something to do to change it. So if you're out there and you're looking for something to change your life, please click on the link below. Thank you for now, and we'll talk soon.